Am I live? I think I'm live. Might be live. Might have been live for a hot minute. Think I am. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, your favourite football fan channel. It is Monday, the start of the week, the day that everybody hates, including myself because I'm not well at the minute. But you cheer it up a little bit with the Premier League roundup. We are 3 games away from the end of the season. What will happen in the final days? And our thing's already decided given the results that happened over the weekend. Get your comments in, as always. Help me out because my throat is absolutely killing. I've got the sniffles, as you'll probably hear, for the full show. So get you as many questions in as you can, and we'll discuss it together. I've also got something very, very interesting towards the end as well. So make sure you stick around for that. But yeah, like I said, just me, myself, and I today. So make sure you get involved, interact, and I will read out your comments. First and foremost, I'm going to blow my nose. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, Dan, if you can, will you possibly, I don't know if you already have, but will you just put it out on Twitter, let people know we're live? Please, mate. Well, yeah, let's kick it off with Leeds versus Newcastle. Early kickoff won it. A significant game for Leeds on one hand and their survival, and then equally significant for Newcastle chasing Champions League football. Leeds started with a bang. I think they went 1-0 up within 6 minutes, and everyone was like, oh shit, what's going on here? Especially United fans, you're kind of like absolutely buzzing. Newcastle dropping points. We'll be having that. Luke Ayling scores for Leeds. They then get a penalty, 2 goals up, and you're like, well, 1 goal up, so you're like, right, they're definitely going to beat him here. Bloody hell, got a penalty. They're already 1-0 up. They're at home. Like, seems like it was certified. And then they missed the penalty. And you're like, you bastards. You just knew then, after they missed that penalty, that literally turned the tide for the game then. And Newcastle got a penalty themselves. Joe Robles, I think the keeper's name is, tries giving Callum Wilson a bit of shithousery, tries giving a bit of that, a bit of what, doing that, tapping the bar. But ultimately, it didn't matter. Really didn't matter because he went straight down the middle. And then Wilson scores with a bit of confidence. But the game itself was interesting because it went both ways. Like, it was really swinging both ways with chances. And it wasn't really a main... I mean, maybe there was like a 10, 15-minute spell where Newcastle kind of maintained possession. But apart from that, it was just a game of transitions and quick counter-attacks. But Newcastle took the lead again. Callum Wilson, who's on fire at the minute, I believe is probably the most informed striker alongside Erling Haaland. I'm not got the actual statistics, but I'm pretty sure in the past month or 6 weeks or something along the lines of that, he is alongside Erling Haaland as the most informed striker. So he takes them to 2-1. Newcastle take the lead. And then you get Leeds coming back again. Rasmus hits, so never heard of the player before in my life. I'm not even going to lie. But all these people say you don't know ball and all that kind of stuff. Rasmus hits the ball, absolute wonder strike, but deflects. And well, I thought it was a wonder strike at the time. It goes in, and I'm like, oh my God, what an absolute goal that was. But it just apparently deflected. Well, not apparently, it did deflect. And it went into the goal. And they ended up drawing the game. So Leeds still scrapping to stay in the Premier League, and Newcastle being dragged into a dogfight with Liverpool and Manchester United for the Champions League football. Will Leeds go down? What do we think? Let me know. I'm going to read out some comments now, and then we'll touch on the 3 o'clock kickoff because I'm really interested to get into that. Let's have a look. Dan saying, let's go. Arsenal blowing the title, similar to what you just did now. Blowing my nose. I see what you did there, Dan. It's on Twitter. Thank you very much. What's everyone saying in the TikTok? Let me have a look. 1.7 billion, and all they have is the Carabao Cup. That's from Mike. Okay, Fred is better than Casemiro. Don't know what painkillers you're taking. Let's hope Leicester win tonight. Yep, I am praying. Whoever put Vardy in before, Jamie Vardy masterclass tonight. Yes, please. I will take that every day of the week. How do I gift you for 100 quid? I have no idea. If you want to gift anything, you don't have to gift that much, but if you want to gift anything, I'm pretty sure you can tap. I don't know. I'm sure someone in the chat will let you know anyway. Jay saying, yes, brother, who's always in the chat. And Chevy Simmons as well. I've missed them. Where have you been? Where have you guys been? Not seen you for a while. So thank you for tuning in, as always. But yeah, I alluded to that. I'm going to touch on the 3 o'clock kickoff. Shah Sam, who's a real Red Ultras in the chat. Hello to Shah Sam, absolute legend. Appreciate every single one of you joining and interacting and commenting because, like I said, I'm really unwell at the minute. There's no one on the show with me today. So I need you guys to throw me your questions and let me know your opinions and all that kind of jazz. And share the live, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah. So just before I get into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, I did ask a question there. Will Leeds go down? Do we think as a collective, as a group, as a community, will Leeds go down? Do you think that's it for him? Is it Leeds, Southampton, Leicester? Maybe, do you think? Also, who is more likely to win the Champions League battle? You've got Liverpool, Newcastle, or United. United's next fixtures: Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, Fulham at home. Newcastle's next 3 fixtures: Brighton at home, Leicester at home, and Chelsea away. And then Liverpool have Leicester away, Villa at home, and Southampton away. So top 4 relegation. Put your comments in down below. Let me know, please, and I'll dive into them after I've spoken about the 3 o'clock kickoffs. So Aston Villa beat Spurs 2-1. Another loss for Tottenham under Ryan Mason. They nearly have an identical record to Aston Villa now, which is mad considering they was pretty much really in contention for the top 4, and they've absolutely dropped off. Of course, one player scored for Villa in that game. Who do you think it was? Harry Kane. Guaranteed goal. Honestly, a striker of his quality in Spurs' team, they don't even deserve him. They really, really don't even deserve him. So, yeah, I would say Kane saving Spurs again, but even Kane couldn't save him in that game. They lost that 2-1. Palace continue their wonderful form under Roy Hodgson. And Eze, by the way, what a player he is looking like. Absolute top player. And I think he'll be taking the mantle from Zaha when Zaha leaves in the summer as that kind of Palace talisman. You know, every time you watch Crystal Palace, you're like, oh, low block, hard to beat, going to hit you on the counter attack. Zaha, if he's on form, he can cause problems. It's going to be the same thing, but with Eze. Obviously, depending on what coach comes in, but they're going to want to keep him in the summer because he is a serious talent. And English as well. English, a nice young English talent. I think he deserves a call up to the squad. And I think he is a very exciting player. Bournemouth having a little bit of a wobble at the minute. Bournemouth? Oh, yeah, but yeah, Palace played Bournemouth. I was thinking, what are we on about? Yeah, having a bit of a wobble in a minute. 2 losses in the last 2 games. They're the only team to lose to Lampard as well, which is a record you do not want. Lampard was so close to that 007 graphic, wasn't he? So close. 7 games and 0 wins, but he did get a win. Who did Chelsea beat last week? Oh, yeah, Bournemouth. What am I on about? Bournemouth, yeah. Having a wobble. Butlins FC. We play them next, so I'm hoping they continue to wobble and we can absolutely batter them. Ollie69 saying, hi, how are you? I'm very good, Ollie. Nice to see you in the chat. Everyone's returning today. Absolutely love that. Finn Edit says, come on, Liverpool top 4. Caden Davis saying, yo to Caden. Big up, everyone. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to Real Reds Talk if you haven't already. Dave Lewis saying, I think Forrest can lose their 2 games and still stay up. Monday Night Football, we're talking about it just then. I'm going to touch on Nottingham Forest now, actually, because they drew 2-2 with Chelsea, didn't they? A massive point for Nottingham Forest. And they might look back at that game as a lifesaver, as Dave was alluding to there. I don't know how to pronounce the striker's name. I'm going to go ahead and try. I think it's Oweniyi. It's definitely not that. Oweniyi? Someone let me know how you pronounce it. I don't have a Scooby-Doo. It's Nigerian striker. It's Onuweyi. You know who I mean anyway. But he is, I believe he has one of the best conversion rates in the Premier League, I think, from what a stat that I saw. So, yeah, it's Nottingham Forest. When they can keep him fit, they can get goals. And I think they might have just saved themselves at that point. Maybe, potentially. As for Chelsea, I mean, do we even need to discuss Chelsea at this point? I don't even think we do, because they have been absolutely horrendous. And will Pochettino save Chelsea? What do we think? Can he come in and do a job? Can he come in, look at the 30-man roster, but it's basically a Royal Rumble what he's got in his hands, hasn't he? That Chelsea could do their own Royal Rumble. And then at number 1, you've just got like Lampard coming in and returning, and everyone's like, oh my God. But yeah, who's he going to axe from the squad? Who do you think he'll favourite? Poch has got a lot of options there. And if I'm him, I'm absolutely categorically making sure Todd Bowley hasn't got his American mitts anywhere near the transfer policy. Because what he's done over the past year, and I'm sure Chelsea fans will tell you, is just destroyed that club. He really has. And that is a prime example what people will look back at in years' time and they'll say, this is why just having money isn't everything. You can't just go spend and think everything's going to work out like that, like itself. QPR had a similar thing years ago where they spent quite a lot of money on a very different scale. Like Chelsea, you're talking 600 million plus. I don't know what QPR's was, but they spent quite a bit of money and the players just didn't gel. So Chelsea going into this next kind of transfer window, they need to just cut a few players off. Maybe there's going to be a bit of a bargain for the likes of Pulisic, Ziyech, these kind of guys. I don't know, but they really, really need to trim that squad because you cannot keep everybody happy when your squad is that size and it's full of so many talented players. You just can't. And by the way, I think I've seen something as well the other day. Ahmad has scored more goals than Mudryk in his whole career, I think. Because I think Mudryk scored 12 goals or something. How crazy is that? £80 million. Like, don't get me wrong. When I saw clips of him, I guarantee Todd Bowley watched YouTube clips of Mudryk, and that's why I bought him. Because when I watched clips of him, I was like, holy shit, who's this? He looked like he was playing like Kaka. I was like, oh my God, yeah, this guy looks like the business. And then he's coming to the Premier League, had 20 minutes against Wolves, I think it was, at the time. And then ever since then, you're just like, yeah. So, yeah, anyway, that's enough about Chelsea. I don't want to waffle about them too much. On to our glorious Manchester United beat Wolves in a very frustrating game. I was kind of half and half watching this because I went and watched Tom Segura in Manchester. So I was like watching it on my phone in the queue while I was getting a drink, but I caught most of it. And from what I could see, it was a very frustrating game. We've spoken about this many times on the channel. United are just dragging ourselves to the finish line at the minute. And with the injection of Alejandro Garnacho at the end, seals a massive 3 points for us. Absolutely huge. The future this boy has, Alejandro Garnacho, his ceiling is anywhere he wants it to be. I remember there was discussions at the start of the season where they're saying, not contract talks, what was it? His attitude, and sometimes he's got a bit of an ego. And it's fine. You want a bit of arrogance with a player, especially if you're a tricky winger. You want a bit of arrogance. But sometimes that can go a little bit too far and you get a bit ahead of yourself. To succeed at Manchester United, I mean, the guys, think about this. When you really isolate the situation, the guy, is 18 years old. He's having a kid and he's pretty much playing, he's a young star for Manchester United. I don't want to go down that route with young stars and what could happen. I don't need to talk about that. You all know what I'm alluding to. I'm not saying he's going to do that. I'm just saying players' heads can very easily. I was listening to Talk of the Devils before, with Andy Mitten, Laurie Whitwell, and Ian Irving. And they was discussing it. It was like he just needs to keep his feet on the ground. And it's very easy to have your head swayed when you've got so much money, you're hanging around with the wrong people. He just needs the right environment. And I think with players like Lisandro Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Rafael Varane, and a few others, he should keep his head and feet on the ground. And with Ten Hag as well, not to mention. So absolutely buzzing he's back because Marcus Rashford is out. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. So maybe Garnacho can fill in for the last couple of games and maybe we'll bring Rashford back for the FA Cup final. You just don't know, do you? But when you're only 1-0 up, even Wolves, I don't think Wolves had like a shot on target. You're so nervous in that game. I remember being sat towards the game. I was like, oh my God, I can't even face it. If we concede towards the end now, it's going to be horrible. Absolutely horrible because Wolves have done nothing. Absolutely nothing all game. And if they go score at the end of this now, you're like, oh, just give up the season, throw it away. And then Garnacho comes on, solidifies it, and you're like, oh, thank God. Thank God. So big up to Garnacho, massive 3 points for United, and top four is like that. Touching distance. Moving on to the other 3 o'clock kickoff. Southampton are essentially down. They are down like Jay Sean. They're lost to Fulham. Fulham had a bit of a, I don't know if you call it a bounce back. They had a bit of a dip in form, and then they've come back. They've won a couple of games. They beat Southampton, and it's basically either Brentford or Fulham who finishes higher at this point. I mean, one of them could maybe get Europe if something drastic happens above them with Villa, Tottenham, Brighton, and Liverpool. I don't think it will, but at this point, it's just Fulham and kind of Brentford competing with themselves, it seems. So, yeah, I'd say that's an interesting thing, but is it really? I don't know. Daniel Raj saying, seems like Bellingham said no to City, no to plastic clubs. Did he say that? Did he really? Surely not. I think Poch has agreed to go Chelsea. He would be the best suitable manager for them. Yeah, I agree with that, and I disagree with that at the same time. I think Poch works really well. In terms of taking a club from mid-table or lower table to higher up, he can do it. He did it with Southampton, and he did it with Spurs, technically. So, in terms of that, yeah, but when he went to PSG, it didn't really work out, and he dealt with a lot of big personalities there, didn't he? And you've got a lot of big personalities at Chelsea as well, and new players coming in who you need to bed in. So it's going to be a very difficult job, but if he can cut who he wants in terms of obviously selling players, not cutting them with a pair of scissors. Get at you, Drogba. Not Drogba. Drogba's not there anymore. You take my point. If he can go in there and pull the strings and do what he wants, I think he will succeed, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see for that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some of the comments. United 22-23 FA Cup winners. Let's hope, brother. Let's hope. Hamara saying Man City will win the treble. Not if we've got anything to say about it, it won't. Andy Bean. Yes, Andy Bean saying good evening. Samuel, Mark, Ingram, Eric Ten Hag should try and bring through more academy players like Mikel Arteta next season. He loves the academy players, Samuel. He loves the academy players. Will you cry if City do the treble? No, I won't cry. I think Celtic's current manager to Chelsea is a good fit. Is that, I can't even pronounce the geezer's second name. Postecoglou? Is that him? Am I saying that right? Yeah. But Celtic, yeah, I don't know. It's Premier League roundup, not the Scottish Farmers League roundup, but I appreciate the sentiment. Sunday, 2 o'clock, Brentford. I was just discussing them alongside Fulham. They beat West Ham 2-0. Like I mentioned before, Brentford and Fulham competing to finish higher. Like I said, maybe one of them will finish in Europa League. I really, really doubt it, and it's unlikely. And neither team can go down. So that was kind of a mid-table clash or whatever you want to call it. As for West Ham, they're probably safe. Could have done with maybe another point or two, just, you know, to kind of solidify solidify their spot in the Premier League. I don't know, my brain's not working today. Solidify their spot in the Premier League. And I think I was looking at their last two games before. Let me just pull it up. They play Leeds and Leicester. So the perfect teams in that sense, down near the bottom. Who knows? If Leeds beat them and Leicester beat them, they might go down. You never know, do you? It's the relegation battle is so mixed and everywhere at the minute. That's kind of been the most fascinating up until Arsenal. I'm going to definitely touch on in a minute. Though I will get onto that Arsenal crumble with the seagull custard. Trust me, I will touch on that. But I think what was it saying? The relegation battle. Sorry, I think the relegation battle is fascinating, and that's going to go right down to the wire. And sticking with the relegation battle and the title race in the same sense, City to Goodison Park, Everton coming off a win, 5-1 win, absolutely battering Brighton, which was just like one of the shock results of the season. Looked like it could be a potential banana skin for Manchester City heading into this, and they just did a professional job, just a professional display. And I mentioned last week how underrated İlkay Gundogan is. What a player he is, by the way. Unbelievable player. Like, he does not get the credit he deserves. He really, really doesn't. And in the big moments, there's a reason why he captains City quite a lot. In the big moments, he is a serious, serious player. Not the most talented player. You know, he's not a De Bruyne, he's not a Haaland, but when it comes to importance to the squad, he is right up there. Right up there. And I saw an article the other day from Sky Sports, an old one, that said İlkay Gundogan to Manchester United, deal almost done, £20 million, and we didn't get the deal over the line. And you're like, it's one of them where you have to sit there and go, didn't want him anyway. You're like, didn't want him anyway. But yeah, anyway, Everton still well and truly in the fight. Leicester and Leeds have had difficult games as well. So I think whoever gets the next win in the relegation battle, and this sounds like a proper Michael Owen comment this, but I do genuinely believe whoever gets the next win, I think they'll stay up. I think Forrest will stay up, like Dave said before, but I think that one is crucial, this next one. I'm praying, if there is a God out there, Leicester beat Liverpool tonight. I'm absolutely praying. And that'll just kill top four hopes completely. I don't think they will, because Leicester leak like a cardboard tap, but yeah. Could have signed Haaland for £4 million and Caicedo for 5. We could have had Caicedo and Haaland for 9 million. They're probably worth together now probably about 230 million. How mental is that? Clip that. 19 minutes, 50 seconds. Clip that. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But United doing Arsenal thing. United doing United things. Arsenal, however, doing Arsenal things and crumbling. Let's talk about Arsenal, my favourite segment on this show, the Premier League Roundup, how we discuss how they bottled it, absolutely bottled it. Who was it? It was listened to before, and they were saying they could have bottled it. It weren't even like an ex-Arsenal player. It was like someone who I had to respect. He was like, oh no, Arsenal haven't bottled it. I was like, joking? It was like 9 points ahead. It was in January. There was 9. No team from that point have lost the league. No team. Arteta comes in and goes, we will lose this one. We will lose this one. No worries. And they just bottled it. Absolutely bottled it. What a football team Brighton are, by the way. Unbelievable. I watched that whole game. And the way they play football, everything they're doing just seems right at the minute, from management, coaching, recruitment, decisions financially. And when they go to the Emirates like they did and win 3-0 and all that work comes to fruition, you can only just sit there as a neutral and just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Brighton is a fantastic team. If I had to pick another team to support, which obviously I would never do because I support these geezers here, but if I did, Brighton would be the one. I think everything they do is perfect. They're only a small club in terms of the what they've won and the capacity and things like that. But they're really doing things right. They've got so much potential. They would be someone I'd look at if I was like a super wealthy billionaire. Fuck knows, maybe Qatar will get him if Sir Jim ends up buying us. But yeah, Wolfie saying Artifact's impression. Artifact is 10 out of 10. Yeah, we go into the game. It's a bit too one matter that. It's hard to do. Arteta's accent's so weird, isn't it? It's so strange. It's like comes from like his chest. But then he's like, well, we have to do the things that we want. And it's just a very strange accent. And look, very strange man as well. It's like Scarlet Pimpernel out of Thunderbirds. He looks like something out of Team America, doesn't he? Anyone watch Team America in the chat? Let me know. It looks like something off that Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Yeah, Arsenal, crazy in it. Mad. I think I was looking at the record before. Arsenal have only lost to Manchester City at home all season. So it shows how impressive Brighton was in that game. And this is the title race done and dusted. If Man City beat Chelsea at the weekend, they win it. Do I need to say any more? Do I need to say any more? It's done, innit? It's absolute. I would be shocked, and I will shave my head on a live if Man City don't win this league. I'd be, honestly, the biggest shock ever. It's done and dusted. And ultimately, they can only blame themselves. Arsenal's performance against Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, and now Brighton just added to the collapse. How can you go 2-0 up at Anfield, concede? Look, I know people are going to come out and say 7-0, you got beat 7. I get it. I understand, right? Just put that to the side. But how can you go 2-0 up at Liverpool, drop it? How can you go up against West Ham, drop it? Southampton, drop it. 3-0 against, you don't deserve to win the title if you have that collapse. You really, really don't. So what happens next for Arsenal? How did they use this as fuel? Did they let it break them going into the next season? Really, really interesting. I still think they'll be thereabouts competing, depending on how they recruit. Maybe they'll go get a Casado. Maybe they'll go get a Declan Rice, rebolster that midfield. You look at their age profile as a squad. I mean, they've got a very young squad. So there's no doubt they'll be about for a couple of years. You talk Ramsdale's like 25, Ben White 25, Saliba's 22, Odegaard 24, Saka 21, Martinelli 21. They've got a very young squad. And this experience will only help him, probably propel him into the next couple of seasons. So they'll be challenging. They'll be there or thereabouts. But you feel like this was their best opportunity simply because they haven't been playing European football this season. So they had that advantage. They had weeks where they rest. FA Cup, Carabao, yeah, whatever. They went out of that. You can chat to me about that. I don't mind. But this was their opportunity. This was it. And they bottled it. Gary Neville says this was the banker. This is what, this is one that was supposed to happen. It's not. They've not done it. And one question I'll pose to you, I'm hoping there's an Arsenal fan in the chat. The King says hello to the King. Love the name. Make sure you subscribe to Real Reds Talk. I'm live on there right now if you haven't already. I'm currently going through the Premier League roundup. But my question to you lot is, who's had a better season? Manchester United or Arsenal? Talk to me. Genuinely serious. Would you rather finish third with a Carabao Cup, FA Cup final, or would you rather finish second? Genuinely, just be honest. Be honest. Whether you're a United fan or an Arsenal fan or whatever. Let me get a poll on this and see what you. If you prefer to finish second, let me know why. And if you're saying, because we challenge for a title, that's fine. But you don't win any trophies for second. You just don't. It's as simple as that. We've got a trophy. I'd much rather have a trophy. I'm not even just saying that. We finished second under Ollie. You know what I mean? It means fuck all. It means nothing. Mark Farr says third with trophies every time. If Manchester United win the double and qualify for the Champions League next season, Manchester United. That's it. Even that, right? I'll debate the Carabao Cup and the top four and all that kind of jazz, right? But if you're saying the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League, and they're still trying to say that they've had a better season, get to bed. Get to bed. I'll talk about bottling it. I'll get you your milk bottle and put you to bed. A trophy that was a Farmers Trophy season before, but people have had parades for it. All right, come off it. If Arsenal don't do anything next season, this means nothing. Exactly. Shah Sam saying trophies is what the teams play for. Shah Sam is a real Red Ultra. If you want to become a member of the channel and support us, you get exclusive content every single Monday. I've filmed the video today. I'm just editing it currently. So it will drop today. It'll be a little bit later on. It's Diogo Costa versus David De Gea. I go really into this statistically. The analytical side is stupendous. Is that a right word? It's good anyway. It's good. I don't need to sell it too much because it is genuinely really good. So, yeah. Glenn saying you won the shit cup. Teams you played to win it was shit and you had some home advantage. I like when people, when Arsenal fans are in the cut and they say, oh, if you look at the teams you've played, blah, blah, blah. In that invincible season, right, you got knocked out by like Middlesbrough and Chelsea in the domestic cups. You drew 12 of your games in the Premier League. Like, if you actually look at the background into that invincible season, it don't even deserve to be called invincible. It's fucking embarrassment. And that is what you'll cling on to because you ain't got no Premier League title this season. So that's what I say to you. Oh. Howard Webb on Sky Sports, United legend, Ferguson's best players, glory years. Listen, I'll take the banter, mate. I'll take the banter. Oh. He wasn't even born. You don't even know my age. What are you on about? How do you know I wasn't even born? Come off it. Anyway, we've got some games tonight. I'll move on from Arsenal because people are sulking and they've got the Kleenexes out. Liverpool versus Leicester at the King Power Stadium. How do we see that going down? Can Leicester get something out of this, or are they going to get absolutely toasted and sent down to the Championship? And another question as well, would you take any players from theirs? If they was having a bargain season and all that kind of jazz, would you go get Tillemans? Would you go get Maddison? Would you go get Harvey Barnes? Would you go get Ndidi? Would you go get anyone from their team? Let me know. And Newcastle, I think Newcastle played Brighton this game week as well. So both games could be massive for Europe. If Liverpool beat Leicester, Newcastle lose to Brighton or even draw, which is more than a possibility. In regards to Manchester United, it's in our own hands then. But I get that with a defeat, either team, it'd be good for us, right? Champions League football would be really, really good. So I'm hoping either Liverpool lose to Leicester or Newcastle drop points to Brighton. And that'd be fantastic for us. We've got Butlins FC next away at the Butlins Stadium. And then we've got Chelsea at home and Fulham at home as well, I think. So 2 home games. Fulham not really got anything to think. Chelsea not really got anything to aim for apart from kind of try and finish higher. It's one of them. Predictions. I think Gareth Borman saying I'd take Maddison at Liverpool. Definitely. Maddison's an interesting one, isn't it? He's such a good player, man. And he's another one. When you look at Kane in Tottenham's team, you're like, he's been doing fantastic. Maddison's another one in Leicester's team who's just been like, he's by far their best player. I wouldn't take him United personally because of Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes is fit for every single game. So then do you kind of force Maddison into a role? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. I love the way he plays. Pep out, Arteta in. Top 6 predictions. I'd say obviously City, Arsenal, United, Newcastle. No, you know what? I'm going to go bold. I'll say Man City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Newcastle. Who's behind them? Is it Villa or Spurs? I think. I'll say Villa. No, Brighton, innit? Brighton, Villa, Spurs. That's not even top 6. That's like top 7. But Eric Dyer wants to join Harry Maguire at United. Absolutely not. Keep Eric Diazepan away from my team. If we signed him, I'd quit United. I'd quit this channel. I'd quit everything we ever done. If I see Eric Diazepan, holding up a shirt, it's bedtime. It's absolute bedtime. Not a chance, but I want him at my club. He's the most bang average player I've ever seen in my life. You know what, as well? It's funny. If we didn't get Ten Hag, and we would have got Poch. We probably would have Eric Dyer in the back line. Really wouldn't surprise me, honestly. So yeah, last thing I wanted to do is just before we wrap up. Dyer is shocking, yeah, exactly. Harry Kane or Osman? Harry Kane. Harry Kane. Yeah, for me, just Osman's going to cost you about £1 billion. You have to get Elon Musk to sign Osman. Probably one of them. I need to sneeze, man. Come on. Oh. Don't they say a sneeze is like 1/16 of an orgasm or something? Anyway, starting 11 based on form this weekend. Who do we think? Oh my god. Tissue couldn't even save me in time, man. I am so ill at the minute. I agree, Gareth. I agree. But let me just do this last thing, and then I'll get into transfer talk and all that. Starting 11 based on form from this weekend. Who goes in net? I'm going to go ahead and throw that keeper in from Wolves because I thought he had a good game. I can't remember the guy's name. I'm just going to put Wolves keeper because I literally can't remember his name. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Who are we throwing in at right back? In form. So you're going to go for in-form players this weekend, the past weekend gone. Help me out here. Right back. I don't know why I've done this because I've not even looked at the fucking... Let's have a look. Jesus Christ. Doing an activity I've not even looked at right backs for. Gundogan, yeah, Gundogan's definitely in the team. I put Gundogan there. I put Adeyemi, however you pronounce the guy's name, from Nottingham Forest, the striker. The Wolves keeper who came in and started instead of Jose Sarr. I really wish I could remember his name, but I can't. The defence, let me think. Who played over the weekend? Now, I just mentioned all the fucking teams. Let me go back and have a look. Oh, yeah, someone from Brighton's definitely got to be in there, 100%. And Ciso, maybe, no, Estepinian. Estepinian would go left back, 100%. Bang him in there. No one from United's going in there, really. I don't think they deserve it. It's a bit of a shit game, so I won't throw anyone in from there. McAllister, I'll throw McAllister in there. What a player, by the way. And apparently, he wants Champions League football. So if Liverpool don't get that, could be a risky one. Could be a risky one. Oh, man. A dedication to this. I've done a members video today. I'm doing this one now. I've done a course from 9 till 5. Like, my brain and my throat are hurting. Modric, Modric isn't Premier League, but De Bruyne, I don't think De Bruyne in particular had a fantastic game. Did he even play on the weekend? He didn't even start, did he? Uncle Jim, thank you for buying United. Oh, I don't want Ratcliffe in, but that's a whole different topic for a whole different day. Help me out here. We've got Estepinian, McAllister, Gundogan, Adeyemi, the Wolves goalkeeper. I need a couple of more defenders. Informed defenders. Who kept a clean sheet? I'm just going to go off that. Brighton kept a clean sheet. Brentford did. Southampton, Fulham, Forrest and Chelsea drew. Palace? Throw one in there from Palace. Excuse me. And then no one from Leeds and Newcastle. So, I don't know. Ben Mee, yeah, fuck it. I'll throw Ben Mee in there just for shits and giggles. I put B instead of for Ben Mee. I put B. Oh my god, what an absolute idiot! And then I'm going to put Dunk in there as well. We've got a few more spots to fill. I need some attack. What attackers scored on the weekend? I know Garnacho might have to go in there. You got Enciso from Brighton. No, I can't put Haaland in there because Adeyemi is in there. Who else do we put in there? Who scored for Brentford? 2 goals. Wissa. Do you think we'll beat you to the top 4, Liverpool fan? No, I think you'll beat Matoma. Absolute, what a shout. Matoma had Ben White on toast, mate. Had him on toast, innit? Matoma. Talk about PhD and dribbling, mate. Jesus. He took Ben White to the gulag and back plenty of times. Honestly. Rinsed him. Matoma's definitely in there. And I'd probably go for Enciso on the right as well, to be honest. But I don't want to... pretty much like creating a Brighton team here. So I want to throw a couple of niche ones in there. Wissa, did Wissa score for Brentford? I might. Eze, that's going in there. Yeah, Eze. So we've got Wolves keeper. Someone please get my name up for him. I beg you. Then you've got. Why have I put me? Fuck me. Put B, bet for Ben Me, and then B, and then me. Like Ben Me, Dunk, Estepinian, McAllister, Gundogan, Eze, Adamine, and Mitoma. So far, these are the ones who are in the team, like based on form this weekend. So I need two more players, a right back and a number 10. And I'm not leaving this show until you put one in. I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. Right back. What right back had a good weekend? Come on, we must have some people with ball knowledge in here. I have ball knowledge, but my brain's absolutely burnt out, so I could do with a little bit of help for the last two. Let's talk. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do some serious Googling. Fuck me, my chest, man. All right, it's Google season. It's Google season, mate. Let's have a look, shall we? Why is that on there? Get off my screen. Let's have a look now. Who plays right back for Brentford? Right back for Brentford. I forgot the guy's name. I really can't remember the guy's name. Because they got Rico Henry on one side. I can't remember the geezer's name. Do you think Qatar will bid 6 billion? I don't know. I really don't know at this point. It's a difficult one because the only people who are reporting it are the Qatar outlets, and they're the one pushing it. But Sheikh Jassim's known about this Sir Jim Ratcliffe news that we only found out a few days ago. He's known about this for weeks. One thing I'll say about Sheikh Jassim, so he's part of QIB, which is like Qatari Interstate Bank or something along the lines of that, but he's also part of Credit Suisse, which is a huge bank in Switzerland, and he's like a chief executive on that board. They recently crashed and lost billions of pounds, so that has now put a black mark next to Sheikh Jassim's name, which a lot of people don't know about, and a lot of people haven't spoken about. This might hinder something. I'm not entirely sure in terms of the financial depths of it, but I don't know. It just feels like Sir Jim's going to win it, to be honest with you. No idea. So, yeah. But, look, the right back, fuck knows. At this point, I don't care. The right back can be whoever it wants to be. And then the midfield, someone mentioned Casado before. I really like Casado. You can see why Arsenal wanted him. Really, really like him. Midfield, the Gundogan, McAllister, and Casado. Whew. Yes, please. Eze, Adamine, Matoma up front. Estepinian, Dunk, Ben Me. Whatever fucking right back you want to throw in there. And the Wolves goalkeeper for the in-form team this weekend. That is what I'm going for. So make sure you smash like on the video. Let me know your thoughts on the Premier League teams. Who's going down, who's staying up, and who's getting top 4. And I'll just answer a few more questions whilst I'm live. Let's have a look. Luke's been playing well the last few weeks. Which Luke is that? Liverpool get Qatar if United don't. Or Tottenham. I think another team could. If I was Qatar, I'd buy fucking Brighton. Keep everybody who's in charge. Give him some financial backing. Sorted, mate. You've got a great coach, great young players, great recruitment. Everything off the field they do is perfect. Ollie, where's the food review? I'm not well today. No food reviews today. I feel like shit. Spurs getting Qatar, that could be their only saviour. If Harry Kane goes, they need Qatar. Otherwise, the next few years, I don't see Spurs competing for anything. I really, really don't. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you subscribe to Real Reds Talk if you haven't already. Smash like on the video, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Drop us a follow on TikTok as well. Yeah.